In this lecture we are going to study a trade in the Euro 1 hour timeframe. This trade involves the confluence of standard and pendulum pitchforks to display a probable area of reversal in price. From number 1 to number 3, we can see price creating a higher high, and therefore, rendering low number 2 as a solid market structure. Inside our methodology that implies the idea of uptrend in a general sense, but we have to investigate other details about the market to make sure that's the case. Notice that in the market vector between numbers 2 and 3, I highlighted with a green circle the lower tail of a candle that seems to shoot out of the supply and demand area. That seems to be an important point out of which buyers won the battle against sellers, at least in that point in time. In the highs number 3 and number 5 something interesting happens. Notice that in number 5 price pokes the absolute level of high number 3 about 4 times in a row. Since we are not dealing with market manipulation in this course, I will gloss over the possible interpretations of that movement. In the Newtonian trading strategy, we should look for other details. For example, the fact that price did not close above the high number 3 means that low number 4 is a fake structure. That movement between numbers 3 and 5 also seems to be in a minor flow, unlike the movement between numbers 1 and 3 for example. Between the numbers 5 and 6 we can see that price breaks the apparently fake low number 4. That seems to be a turning point for the downside, but it is still too early to tell at this point if we are going to talk about the major flow. Once again, in the market maker strategy, we can obtain a nice trade from number 5 to number 6 without too much problem. A few candles after high number 5 it's already possible to draw the fork number 1, which is the larger fork with the thinner black line. Let me grab your attention to important details in here that will confirm the validity of the pitchfork. This fork number 1 was drawn using the high number 1 as the A pivot, the low number 2 as the B pivot, and the high number 5 as the C pivot. Those were the three major points in price up to number 5. Observe carefully how the tip of the tail in this pitchfork catches a small frequency in the high number 1. Notice also how the same thing happens in low number 6. This is a pitchfork in tune with price action. Remember that this fork could be drawn a few candles after the high number 5, so the low number 6 is theoretically predictable. Moving the analysis forward, we can see that even though there is some probable degree of manipulation in high number 5, it creates a new high. Price hitting the centerline of fork number 1 as it did in low number 6 is analogous to sellers fully exhausting their energy. This is a pitchfork measuring the past of buyers to project the future of sellers in a rough sense. Right after low number 6, buyers enter the stage and start to pick the market up until number 7. Notice that the absolute high number 7 coincides with the high number 5. In number 7 we also have a fractal candle going down with some degree of violence showing that there are indeed some sellers at that level. From number 7 onwards price begins to drop, and this is where we can draw the second fork with a thick red line. Notice that this second fork is also using major points in the chart. The interesting things here is that fork number 1, the fork number 2, and the supply and demand line from the beginning of the analysis are all intersecting in the same area of the chart. In other words, there are three indications that price will indeed stop there and reverse to the upside. Notice how right after number 6 price spikes and touches the tail of the pitchfork number 2. That's another indication of symmetry. The trade you see in the chart was opened at the open of the candle marked by the green arrow, right after price created an inside candle after the triple intersection. The stop loss was placed below the low point of the candle that touched the supply and demand line. The target will be dynamic, and it will follow the upper and outer line of the blue upsloping pitchfork, which sees the market between numbers 2 and 8 as one vector up and one vector down. Let's see how the market develops. Here you can see how the pitchfork can be a precision tool. Price shot upwards after number 8, and it went straight to the outer and upper line of the blue pitchfork pointing upwards. Observe how accurately price touches the line 2 times as it is shown by the black squares.